Happy Tuesday, third graders, and welcome back. Today we're going to continue working with area. Take a look at the materials you'll need. You'll need some crayons, just a couple of them, and you'll need workbook page 248. So go ahead and pause and play when you're ready. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to tell you a little story before we go ahead and begin. I am going to promise to try to keep this video very short, and I will tell you why. Because I busted my own third grader zipping through his teacher's video, and because he did that, he got everything wrong. So I will take his feedback and try to keep this as short as possible so you're not zipping through it or avoiding watching it altogether. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. We know that area is the amount of space inside given boundaries. And we learned yesterday that area, to find the area, it's simply multiplying length times width. So if we were to look at this problem right here, the area of this rectangle would be 24 simply by multiplying 8 times 3. We know there are 24 little square centimeters inside this rectangle. But my question for you is, what if your shape was irregular and it looked like this? How would you find the area? You can't simply just do length times width, because what about all this space here that isn't part of the shape? So that's what we're going to work on today. The area of irregular shapes. What to do if your shape is irregular. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I have this picture of this irregular shape. Okay, if I were to cover it with color tiles, we could simply count up those color tiles and figure out how many square inches this shape was. Okay, let me show you a shortcut. And the reality is we don't always have color tiles. Okay, when you cover up part of this, are you noticing that there, right here, is a regular rectangle? If you draw a line right here, you end up creating one regular rectangle. Okay, let's take a look at the rest of this. This is not a regular rectangle, but we could figure it out. We could make this another regular rectangle. We could split this here, and then we would have another rectangle, and we would have a third regular rectangle. Now that you've taken your irregular rectangle, you've broken it up into regular rectangles, now you can use what you know about area to solve. So let's go ahead and try this. Okay, so if I'm going to cover this whole thing, I'm not going to cover this whole thing. I'm going to be more efficient. Now that we know that area is length times width, I'm just going to do the length and width. So we know that this rectangle 1, this would be 2 square inches. I'm sorry, 4 square inches, and this side would be 2 square inches. Area equals length times width. What is the area of rectangle 1? 8. Area equals length times width. Area equals 4 times 2, area equals 8 square inches. Okay, that's rectangle 1. Okay, let's do the same for rectangle 2. Let's find the length and let's find the width in square inches. 1, 2, and 2. So we have 2 square inches on either side. 2 times 2 equals 4. So rectangle 2, area equals length times width, area equals 2 times 2, area equals 4 square inches. Okay, see what I'm doing so far? I'm finding 3 separate areas. Now let's finish it up with rectangle 3. Again, I'm just going to find the sides and be more efficient. Okay, so we have 4 and 2. 2 square inches this way, and I'm going to label the 4 down here. 4 square inches. Let's multiply to find the area. Notice how I keep writing area equals length times width. I do that so it kind of like sticks with us. So keep doing that so it sticks with you. 8 square inches. Now that we have 1, 2, 3 areas, put them together for the grand total. So we would put 8 plus 4 plus 8. Okay, so add it all up. 20 square inches. And that is our grand total. Okay, so let me just quickly recap what we did and then we'll practice. What we just simply did was to find the area of irregular shapes. We created regular rectangles, we found the area of each, and we added them all up for the grand total. Okay, so let's practice with a couple on your paper. Go ahead and grab page 248 and a couple crayons, and we'll follow these steps. Okay, this is what 248 looks like. When you're ready, follow with me. Okay, so I'm going to take out a couple different crayons and let's take a look at this irregular shape. Now it's helpful because the boxes have been drawn in for us. And that's okay, we're taking it slow this week. So let's go ahead and figure out where can we divide and make 2 regular rectangles. To me, this looks like the obvious. Okay, so lightly shade your 2 different rectangles. You can even just do one if you want, and one's colored and one wouldn't be colored. All right, so now let's label this. This is rectangle 1 and this is rectangle 2. Okay, this helps us stay organized. Step 1, we created regular rectangles. Step 2, find the area of each. Okay, let's do that. Move my room, get some room here. So let's start with rectangle 1. Do as I do. So label it number 1. Area equals length times width. Okay, and let's take a look at this. 2 and 2. Area equals 2 times 2. Area equals 4 square centimeters. Okay, we're not done yet because that's just area of rectangle 1. Let's take a look at rectangle 2. So let's identify it, label it rectangle 2. Area equals length times width. And now let's go ahead. Length times width. Area equals 8 times 4. Area equals 32 square centimeters. Now you notice the 6 up here. Yes, this side is 6, but when you add the rest of it, it's 2 more centimeters. So making this whole side 8. 6 plus 2 makes the whole length 8. Okay, step 3. Add all the areas up. So let's do that. Step 3. Let's add 32 plus 4. 36 square centimeters. Go ahead and put a box around it to identify that that's the answer. All right, let's try two more. Okay, sticking with our steps. I'll keep them up here to remind us. Step 1, create regular rectangles. Okay, let's do that with the second one. We can just do this. Okay, so create your 2 rectangles and then label them 1 and 2. And if at any time you're going a little slower than I'm going, pause it so you catch up. So now I'm going to label rectangle 1, rectangle 2. All right, let's take a look at only rectangle 1. Okay? Rectangle 1, area equals length times width. All right, looking at rectangle 1, area equals 3 times 2. Area equals 6 square centimeters. That's only rectangle 1. Now let's go to rectangle 2. Area equals length times width. Rectangle 2 is 5 times 3. Area equals 15 square centimeters. Okay, we're not done yet because let's put them together. Area of 1 was 6 and 2 was 15. So 15 plus 6. Add them together and you have 21 square centimeters. Okay, before we go ahead and move on to number 3, if you're feeling pretty good about this and you just want to try it on your own, go ahead and pause and try it on your own and then check it with me. If you are not feeling great about this, you just want to do it with me, do it with me. And if you're, don't worry about it if you're not feeling great about it, because this is the first time doing it. So, and we're doing it online, so it's okay if you're not getting it right now. That's why I'm trying to go slow. So let's go ahead. I'm going to move this down so you can see it better. And let's follow our steps. Create regular rectangles. Okay, so let's go ahead. This is the obvious way to split this. Okay. Remember to pause if it's taking you longer to color. Okay, so now let's go ahead and label our 2 rectangles. 1, 2. All right, let's go ahead and start with rectangle 1. Step 2 says find the area of each. Okay, rectangle 1. There we go. Length times width, 7 times 6. Area equals length times width. Area equals 7 times 6. Area of rectangle 1 is 42 square centimeters. All right, rectangle 2. Area equals length times width. You're going to be seeing that in your dreams. 4 times 2. Area equals 8 square centimeters. All right, put them together for our grand total. 42 plus 8. 42 plus 8, 50 square centimeters. Okay, so just to recap what we did today, to find the area of irregular shapes, we first create those regular rectangles, then we find the area of each, and we put it together. Your homework tonight is not going to be with irregular rectangles. I don't feel like you'd be comfortable doing that yet. So your homework is on page 247. It's just right on the back. And it's basically just a quick review of area and perimeter. Find the area of each and the perimeter. Okay? So I promise to try to keep that short for you. Probably wasn't as short as you were hoping. But sorry guys, it's hard to teach new stuff and go fast. But try your best, and tomorrow we'll continue with more practice. Have a good night.